Hi, I'm Julian. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Ambi Labs. And today I'd like to tell you a bit more about our first product, Ambi Climate, and how it offers to give you personalized indoor comfort. First, a bit of background. Air conditioners. We all know that air conditioners are ubiquitous throughout Asia. How ubiquitous? I'll tell you in 3 numbers. 80%. This is the penetration rate of air conditioners in the leading the household penetration rate in the leading cities in Asia, including Tokyo, Beijing, Hong Kong, and Singapore. In fact, 38% of all households in Asia have air conditioners, and this makes Asia the continent with the highest penetration rate globally, compared to the Americas at 31% and Europe at 14%. Indeed, in Asia, 33% of all household energy goes towards the air conditioner, making the air conditioner the single largest consumer of electricity in your home. In fact, in peak months, it can be as much as 60% of your electricity bill. So we were quite surprised to find out that air conditioners are not very good at maintaining a constant temperature. This is some data we collected about 6 weeks ago, and the red line represents the outdoor temperature. So you can see that it's hottest around noon and coolest around dawn, early in the morning. So we set the AC to maintain a constant temperature, and the indoor temperature is represented by the blue line, actually fluctuates between 2 to 4 degrees. If you factor in the impact of humidity to how hot it feels, this can be as much as a 5 to 8 degree difference. I can see from around the room, a few of you may look a bit skeptical and say, hang on a second, my air conditioner doesn't feel that bad. How do you explain that? Well, we actually found that people are so used to this problem that they automatically compensate for it, and typically in one of 3 ways. Some users will leave their ACs on at the same settings all the time and manually compensate their behavior to adjust. For example, some people will use a blanket on the sofa or may actually wear lighter clothes on a warm day. Other people adopt an on and off control mechanism whereby they switch on their AC whenever they're hot, and the moment they get cold, they switch it off. And others are constantly fiddling with their AC remotes, changing the temperature up and down or changing mode and fan just to try to get comfortable. And all in all, these mechanisms are all very troublesome, they waste energy, and they cause discomfort. So we asked ourselves, why does this problem exist? And we think the culprit is the current AC control paradigm. This is a typical AC remote, and the largest, most prominent button is the on and off button. And that really encourages users towards this on and off control paradigm. Secondly, there's a focus on the temperature. So large display of temperature, big temperature buttons, and that really encourages users to engage with it. We also found that people, although a lot of people have advanced functions, most people don't know what they are and don't use them. We recently did a survey, we found 83% of consumers that we surveyed actually have an eco button, and only 37% use them. And this confusion carries over to a lot of other functions as well. For example, what exactly does auto mode do? Is dry mode more efficient than cool mode? Which is drier? These are all questions we've actually faced, and we found the problem exists partly because different manufacturers' ACs work differently. So our solution, Ambi Climate, is a hardware platform. I have a model here. And it sits in your home, constantly collecting data on your home environment. Through this data, we learned 4 things. We learned, firstly, what does your AC do? What functions does it have? How efficient it is. Secondly, we learned about your home. How does it heat up? How does it cool down? We also learned about your local weather and how it impacts your home. For example, do you have a west-facing room or an east-facing room? These things all matter. And lastly, we learned your preferences. What feels comfortable to you? Our solution is a true plug-and-play solution. It taps off your Wi-Fi and talks to your AC by infrared. So it gives you automatic and personalized indoor climate. And there's more. Our companion app helps you manage your AC more conveniently. It gives you on-the-go, anywhere, anytime access to monitor and control your environment at home. It gives you insight not just into temperature, but also into humidity and how warm it feels in your home. We allow you to set rules, alerts, and reminders so you don't need to worry about the environment all the time. And we also allow you to review usage patterns so that you can find opportunities to save if you choose to do so. We also have some automatic energy saving tips that we also push to. In terms of focus, we're initially focused on 7 key markets in Asia. These are affluent markets with a high penetration rate of split unit air conditioners, 70% versus the Asia average of 30%. They also have a high smartphone penetration at 59% compared to 22% globally. In total, this represents 37 million households. In terms of our initial target, well, home automation penetration worldwide right now is at 3% in leading markets such as US and UK, and only 1.6% worldwide overall. So our initial focus will be on early adopters who have yet to acquire home automation technology. We estimate this to be about 13%, or 22% of the 59% smartphone owners that we mentioned earlier. So that translates to about 8 million households, or just north of 2 billion in full potential market size. But you may ask, who exactly are these early adopters? So our initial focus is on 3 types of consumers. There are caregivers, such as new parents or those taking care of elderly and disabled. Those under their care are not able to manage their own thermal comfort. A second segment we're looking at are second homeowners. So whether they own holiday homes or are, for example, Airbnb landlords, they're concerned about similar things, such as weathering problems such as mold when their homes are unoccupied, and also how to make sure that their AC is not on unnecessarily. And lastly, we see strong interest from the life hacker segment. These are people who are interested in collecting data about all aspects of their lives, in order to understand their own lifestyle habits, as well as to balance comfort as well as efficiency. You may say, well, there are a lot of people in the home automation space, and that is true, but most of them sell very traditional systems that are complex and expensive whole home systems. And recently there have been a few companies that also sell more plug-and-play simpler systems. However, these tend to provide very basic functionality and offer no more than a remote for your appliances at home. We're one of the few companies that use learning systems to augment your experience with your home appliances, and the competitors are really focused on central ACs in the US, such as Nest and Ecobee, and also central heating systems in Europe, such as Canada. So this is our team. Actually, this picture's a bit outdated. There are currently 10 of us with skills from covering business, hardware, machine learning, software, backend, and the list goes on. And so if you're interested, please sign up for more information about us, for launch news, as well as if you're interested to be an alpha tester. We're always hiring, or always looking for good people to join us, I should say. So if you're interested, if you believe in our vision, please get in touch. And lastly, we're not actively fundraising, but we do believe in maintaining constant dialogue with investors so that when we start fundraising, you'll be the first to know. Thank you.